So, Jujutsu Kaisen, arguably the best anime of 2021 thus far. But let's be honest, it is often a lot compared to Naruto in a way, which was a great anime. I'd honestly say anime of the decade with the teens, and it's still going on with Boruto. But Jujutsu Kaisen so far is pretty amazing. It has its flaws, but what anime doesn't? Let's be completely honest. To get into specifics, my specific topic today of this video would have to be, would Sukana ever become good? That is a question I've been wondering. He's a cursed spirit who's been wreaking havoc in the Jujutsu sorcery for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It makes me think it's often compared to Naruto, that's basically evil Kumura, where Kurama was somewhat evil, but not really. He just basically did whatever he wanted because he felt free, I guess, in a way. That's how I would put it. But Sukuna is just evil. Now, could he become good? I don't know. Is he forgivable for the fact that all the stuff he has done? I'm not 100% sure, but let's get into it. Now, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right because you know I'm a dubber, but Ryomen Sukuna is the cursed spirit that is arguably the most powerful and the king of curses, basically. He's known as an antagonist of this series, but he's basically reincarnated as a vessel, basically uses Yuji as a vessel. It is stated from the information of the Jujutsu Kaisen wiki that Sukuna is selfish, cold-hearted, immoral, and exceptionally sadistic, which we have seen before when he had a possibility to save Yoshino Junpei, one of Yuji's close friends, and arguably from what we've seen, the only friend that Junpei had, in a way, I guess. Nevertheless, he possibly had a chance to save him, whether he didn't want to or not. It just seemed like he just sat there and laughed at his misery, and the fact that he was so helpless he couldn't do anything just brought smile and laughter to him and Mahito's face. That in of itself shows you that's a sign of how evil he is. And because he is so strong and powerful, he barely cares about any consequences of what he does, and simply doesn't really care about anyone else but himself, to be honest. He seems to be pretty cocky and arrogant, and doesn't really seem to take his opponents very seriously because of the fact that he knows how powerful he is and how much he has. It seems like he would even kill anyone, from children and women, just for the sake of his own pleasure and his own satisfaction. Now that itself tells you how evil and cruel he is. Compare him to Kurama, whereas Kurama just did whatever he wanted basically because the Sage of Six Paths wasn't around. Kurama just wanted to, in a way, do whatever he wants. I wouldn't say he was necessarily evil. He was mostly controlled most of the time, whereas Sukuna, he was evil and a person who was theorized to be a cursed spirit for the longest periods of time, wreaking havoc for thousands of years. Now, can he change his evil ways? That's a very hard one. It doesn't seem likely. It just seems like maybe in the end, Yuji will have to control his power and, possess him in a way. Maybe that might work out, but can we really see him become good? I think there's a small possibility, but that would have to be some drastic change. We'd need to have to go back and find the exact origin of Sukuna, see where he comes from all those thousands of years. But is that really the case of what looks like is going to be done in Jujutsu Kaisen? For that, I don't know. For the fact that, let's be honest, they started off with Sukuna being evil, and for thousands of years, yes, that could be said with Kurama too, but Kurama wasn't wreaking havoc and being an evil monster who genuinely enjoys seeing people suffer. Now, the thing about it is, can Yuji change him? Because I'd say Yuji is the exact opposite of Sukuna, in a way. Like, he's fairly kind and has control over Sukuna, and like a counterpart. Maybe that's the reason Sukuna can't really control him very well. Who knows? But it seems like Yuji has the ability to control when they can switch out and not like have him take over his whole body and just corrupt him. It's even stated that even though he can hear Sukuna in his head talk a lot and, you know, be like possess him. He seems to sleep fairly well at night. That really seems to mean that Yuji is just a different type of person. Who knows? For the fact that it seems like he's just, in a way, for lack of a better word, built different for Yuji Itadori. So maybe Yuji can be the one to change him, just like in comparison to Naruto changing Kurama, making him see a different point of view. But who really knows? It just seems like, again, Kurama was just there, not really just doing anything, while Sukana has an objective. Let's be honest. Sukana just wants to rule the world and reign in the age of cursed spirits. And with all that power he has, he wants to do it, let's be honest, just because it's, for some reason, it just seems like he wants to do it just because he can. Let's be completely honest. Which is a valid point, but at the same time, I don't know. Would he do it for the good? It would make more sense to. But would it be in counter contrast with Gojo? For example, arguably Gojo is just as powerful as Sukuna, and he's doing it to help others. And I wouldn't say it's a selfish reason. It's totally selfless, given how powerful he is, and he knows that too. Gojo even thinks that even if Sukuna had all his fingers and all his power back, he'd still beat him no problem. And that just makes me think, if there's two guys like that fighting on that side, would it really matter? For that fact is, everything would be unstoppable. Like, there would be literally nothing to worry about anymore. So therefore, does Sukuna really even need to be defeated if he's in the vessel of Yuji? Is he just there to be used as, I don't know, an antagonist for the story? Who really knows? But I don't think he can possibly turn good. I'll make another video in the future if he ever does. Don't get me wrong. But it just makes me wonder, can he change his evil ways? I don't see it. But it seems that I've somewhat seen some manga spoilers. And click off the video if that's what you don't want to hear. There have been times where he showed a bit, and I mean a bit, of sincere and I guess empathy for Jogo in a manga panel that I've seen, where he said, "Stand tall, you really are strong," which meant a lot to Jogo, which, let's be honest, it might be a lot for him to handle, coming from the, like, basically most powerful cursed spirits and the king of curses. That might mean a lot to him, and I guess he knew that, and by him complimenting him, I guess that would have some sort of sign of empathy, but not really. I'm not 100%. That's probably the nicest thing we've ever seen him done, in a way, but that's only a hint, which we don't know, and I don't know, because again, I'm not really much of a manga reader. I'll only read it if I have to. But let's be honest, I think, and I'm more of a dubbed watcher too, excuse me, but yeah, let's be honest. Do you think he can become good? I do not know. I don't think so. I just think he'll probably serve some type of purpose, and maybe he'll go out somehow and do that one good thing in the end, like most people do. Like, you know, I've done evil all my life, and I'll do one thing good before I die or something. I don't know how it's gonna work out. We'll see. We'll just have to keep watching Jujutsu Kaisen. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.